The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
What's good? This your boy Kenneth Stones, aka Kofi Weaston, one half of the Dirty Hills, man. You already know what it is. I'm here to say what up to Off the Top Rope, man. Make sure y'all go follow, like, and subscribe, man. Make sure y'all go look into all these stuff, man. Y'all like wrestling, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. Shout out to my son Blackheart all over there, man. Off the Top Rope, you are Dirty Hills approved.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Off the Top Ropes podcast. If you already know, but you should know, but if you didn't know already, you know who the fuck I am. I'm Black on the boss, Don Big and Vel over here at these side of things of OTTR. If you don't know, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for getting us those plays, man. Just keep hitting the like, share, subscribe button below. Just we greatly appreciate it, man. Leave a comment too, man. Just let us know what's good, what's happening, man. Talk to us, man. But on top of that, I just been going through a excruciating hell movie. You see all the content I've been dropping nearly for 7 straight fucking days. It's like giving y'all albums, but needless to say, you want to find those things? Go to YouTube. Off the Top Roast Podcast will be the channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Off the Top Roast Podcast. Find the audio on Anchor, Google, Breaker, Podbean, Spotify, Green Room, Breaker, Radio Public, whole 9 yards. And we're slowly getting onto Stitcher, Cashbox, and more too. We're trying to squeeze our way into Apple Podcasts. It's going to be a bitch right now. Whew. But needless to say, this episode's an After Dark episode. I ain't gonna do the hard meat right now. I just got nothing left in my energy today. But tonight's special guest, I met this dude at Jobber Slam in Brooklyn, and just the aura and the fandom that this man has in this tiny little body of his is so fucking astonishing. It made me look at myself as a 10-year-old kid in me, like, damn, that used to be me. What the fuck happened to me? He brought that little bit of that little bit of that wrestling kid in me. But needless to say, but he is just the ultimate super fan that I ran into this far. But he's the best one that I can honestly say, genuinely, he is a fanatic of this business. Let me introduce y'all to Henny Rock. Henny
Oh man, I appreciate all that compliment. I was like, wait, what? I appreciate it, bro. Sometimes I don't see myself like that, but a lot of people be telling me that. So I truly
bullshit, bro. Because I'm telling you right here, right now, and I only met you once in person. So needless to say, even for me being an outsider coming into somewhere where you're already accustomed to that environment, I'm already looking around the environment. He's a standout too, low key, because people know who the fuck that he is. But who the hell is Henny wrestling anyway? That's our first question of the night.
All right, so this came into existence a couple of years ago. So me and one of my boys, we hanged out before we had like a little Bible study. This was like the day before I was planning to go to AfterDark in Connecticut, and we was having a conversation. And he knew that I love wrestling. He see it in me that I love wrestling. So he told me that from that day, like, you know, follow that passion, follow what you love. And I then took into consideration first because I was like, I'm gonna sound like Skip Bayless, like who the hell want to listen to me, you know? Be saying some dumb stuff.
Man, listen, no, I can't say that for you. I would say like you're more the who's another one of those guys that's on First Things First? That Nick guy, that Nick come around guy like that. That's on First Things First in the mornings.
Okay.
Someone in that nature, I could see more of that. Skip Bayless, I'm like, oh hell no. He's far away from that. He's not no prejudicial shit over a couple people, and there's pretty much he has a wide variety that he probably would go for. But continue on though.
All right, so you know we spoke and everything. I took in consideration. I went to Takeover 25. I had a great time. NXT Takeover, they always come through. before before the 2.0, NXT was the joint. So I was waiting for one of my boys because he was there too to take pictures, and he go his way, I go my way after that. And then there was someone, I don't know if his brand is still up there on Facebook. It's called a Spotlight, and his name was Justin Lopez. So he asked me like if I want to give my thoughts, like a 1 minute, thought on TakeOver 25. And I gave my thoughts, and from there, I just took off.
And I would say that's the day that you caught the bug. That you just caught that bug, and next thing you know, you want to do it more, you want to do it often, and this is what becomes a new part.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, not just like a new part of your life because you just released it because it's been manifesting in you for so long anyway. So someone gave you the opportunity. Elimination Chamber 2020 was a piece of shit. That was my start, and I ended up calling that bug, and then here I am, a year and a half, close to 2 years later, four seasons in, and I'm just like, this is one of the best decisions that I ever made for myself, because I can put my passion for this business, for this professional sport that we love dearly, to somewhere where people can respect it, people can see you on top of that, but people may have the same opinions as well as yours. Have you run into any people like that, or have you run into any people that's trying to test your game, say, when it comes to your wrestling knowledge?
I don't think so. I really don't give a lot of wrestling opinions, but what I have been learning throughout the years is not let my emotions get to me, because a lot of times, with WWE, you see with the decisions that they're making, you just get so emotionally upset because you they could do better than that, and then your emotions take over, and instead of you're not, yeah, so I really don't try to throw a lot of opinions in wrestling, because some people would like to hit there and be like, wants to stand on the ground like, this is it, this is the be all end all, but no, everybody has a different opinion. You just have to look at their perspective.
All right, so what's your perspective on what's going on currently? And I would say the two main companies right now, if we were to dig in way deeper ambiances, we could be here forever in the fucking day. But yeah, WWE and AEW's and stuff.
All right,
so you're the Mr. Adam Cole baby himself over there. The Mr. Adam Cole baby. Matter of fact, man, just hit it with the polls real quick.
Let me back this up a little bit.
Hit it with the polls real quick.
Wait, which one you want? The boom or the baby?
You can do the boom, whichever one that comes first. I don't care.
He's doing this to me, guys.
Yeah, this is After Dark, man. This is what the fuck that we do here. We just sharpen it up and shit. So, what's your perspective on WWE and AEW's product right now?
All right. So with WWE, I'm always with they could do so much better. The thing is that they focus so much on entertainment that they forget about wrestling. And I just feel like I just feel so like upset that they have so much talent, but yet they depend on box office guys, like wrestlers that make them money, before, or making them money now, instead of thinking like, okay, you know what, we're gonna use these box office guys, but we're gonna use the talent that we have now, so people could get to know them, and people can like really cheer for them, because it's like, if you for example, if you depend too much on these box office guys, they're not gonna wrestle forever.
They're not gonna wrestle forever, and they're not gonna wrestle for cheap either.
Exactly. So if you depend on that, like, the fans are gonna bash on you. Like, you can't expect them to be like, oh, I'm gonna let it slide. No, they're gonna be mad at you because you have so much talent in that locker room, but yeah, you're depending on these guys that has done well, but they're not in their primes anymore. SmackDown, they're doing a hell of a job over there. I think Fox is I think Fox is doing more of the one of the decisions, because if it was WWE, oh, forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it. So you would say Fox has more of an influence to their show SmackDown compared to what USA has more on Raw, even though Raw's been the flagship show for nearly 35, close to almost 40 years already. So
I believe so, because it's like when you see Mondays, you think about Monday Night Football. You think about Monday Night Raw and all these other shows that have been coming Monday nights for many years. But the Monday Night Raw, the vibes, the excitement, it's not there anymore. And I believe it's because it's like Roman Reigns say, but he's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite too at the same time, because we had to deal with him the same thing over and over and over and over up until he became the tribal chief.
It's like he forced us down our throats, so we can't take it anymore. But then the one time we actually do something right, it's like, now you want to pull the trigger on it late. We should have done this X amount of years ago when we first booed him, especially. And I gotta say this one real quick. For him to even get a dub over the Undertaker, I still question that booking situation. And just the way that Undertaker walked out, because I remember that day because I was working that day. I had to rush home just to watch the main event. I was like, fuck the main card. I just want the main event. And just as I got home, the match had just started. So I was like, all right, cool. Just the way that it was, it's like, what the fuck's going on? No way. I can't see him losing right now. But surely enough, he is. And then when Undertaker did lose and he left his attire, that little semi-retirement, it's like that brought a tear to my eye, because I'm an Undertaker guy. I grew up with him. I grew up watching him since I was an infant boy. You know what I'm saying? So I was mostly invested into that guy since my whole entire life. And to see him do that, I thought, like, oh my God, he really is gone. My child, it really is dead now, because he's the only one I technically got left that latched me on. And now, out of the main guys, the new guys right now, who can you really latch on that's going to keep you real focused and to keep you entertained? Because otherwise, you got these last years that are going to be like, nah, I'm out of here. I'm done.
My bad, bro. My computer went off. I'm like, what the hell?
You good, bro? Yeah, man, you good.
Like, you might have to edit that.
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah, I figured out some other shit, but don't worry about that. But just with Roman, they should have done it right then and there when he beat the Undertaker the very next night when he got booed the shit out of. He should have done it right then and there, but they didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah. So I just feel like with WWE, like, one, with the they gotta take out the writers, because I'm sorry. Like, if you're gonna have writers, just have writers for those who can't talk on the mic to save their lives. Just have it there. But those who know how to talk on the mic, let them be themselves. Now, if you have this PG type of format, you have to let them know, listen, you can't say this, that, and the third.
They gotta get rid of the sponsors that's making them PG. And then with the PG-13 or PG or TV-14, DC leaves or shit like that, they can get away with that. They can't. They just so influenced by money deals, and that's it.
No, I got you, but I think like the program could be fine, PG wise. But the thing is that, again, with these promos and stuff, if it's not like fight feel, if it's not organic, if that's the word,
organic.
Like if it's not original, if it's not genuine, it's like
if it's not pure.
Yeah, like that's what I want from promos. I want promos that to be pure, to be that it feels real. Like it feels like you're investing into this, not some soap opera joint. You know,
the promos is what's going to get people coming to you the very next show and more often. And then with the pay-per-views, the big shows, they're gonna come to watch you square off and wrestle and get their money's worth. This is what the fuck that they pay for. That is the psychology of this business.
Exactly. But I don't know what they're doing. They could do a lot better. That's why a lot of wrestling fans be mad at WWE, because they have so much money, they have so much talent, they could do so much things, but yet they don't do it. If it's like they're big money guys, they'll do it. But if it's like mid cards or these rising up wrestlers that they're supposed to be
indie
using,
stars.
that they're supposed to be using, then they get ignored and stuff. And that's what just honestly bothers me. Don't expect everyone to be a world champion or have a John Cena, Randy Orton, Triple H type of career. I'm not expecting that.
Nah.
But at least a career that people can say, this wrestler was not only the best in outside of WWE, but he was also the best while he or she was in the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So. But I got to the point that I'm too old for this. I'm like, yo, do whatever you want. Because at the end of the day, bro, I'm being serious. Because at the end of the day, we're still gonna buy their belts. We're still gonna buy their merch. Survivor Series is coming next month. People already bought their tickets. They already bought the tickets for Monday Night Raw. So it's like, why continue to complain about a company where at the end of the day we're gonna put our hard-earned money toward the brand? So it's like,
Dukes,
you gotta do whatever you want.
Dukes is that message is towards you right now, sitting the fuck at home. You better be thinking about that one real quick. And any other person that thinks that, but Henny, I totally agree with you on that. But I haven't touched a belt since I was a kid. It was the whole winged belt, the whole replica joint. You see my belts back there and shit like that. Saying both of them are handmade anyway. But I'm no longer OTTR champion, Cyber Yeti, so I can't flaunt my belt like you can when it comes to yours. But when it comes to, speaking of which, when it comes to the belts, when did this happen? Are you just like going to be like a belt collector, just collecting all these belts?
I ain't gonna be like Kenny Omega, Austin Aries, or Ultimo Dragon collecting belts. Okay, so this whole belt thing started back in 2019 when Evolve was around. One of my friends, he had the original, not the current NXT belt, but the first NXT belt, like with the big X in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So I hold it and stuff, and I was like, man, I want to get my own belt. And there's so many gorgeous belts. You got the world heavyweight title back then. You had the AEW World Championship belt is awesome. The IWGP heavyweight belt, not this one, not the current one, but the one.
Yeah, the one before that.
Yeah, the version 4. That was awesome. So it was so many of them. Also, the WWE title, like Lashley and Big E, they're making that belt look good, in my opinion. So it was so hard for me. I was like, all right, let me see. So the big gold has always been the one that caught my eye. So that was my first ever replica belt.
The big Goldie, the Ric Flair joint.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then this year, I thought all right, let me go get a second belt. We're gonna make it official. Henny 2 belts. So I wanted to get.
God. So that's where this shit came from.
Yeah.
I'm like, because taking it back to John Slayer, how instead of when I first met you, I'm like, 2 belts. He's here. Who the fuck is this guy? Like, but needless to say, I can't say nothing because, like I said, I'm an outside coming in and shit like that. So I'm just watching my surroundings because I'm like, you from Boston and shit. Boston and New York, saying we'll get along, and I'm the midst of it. So I don't want to sell no shit. But looking at the belts, I was like, I was like, God bless this man's soul, because like then I just had this little theory because I'm an artist too. That replica belt back there, that's just a prototype for when I got something, kind of crafty up in store. And when I do see you in person, I'm gonna be like debuting the new OTTR Championship belt, and be like, bang, just like that. That was the one thing I said in my head that day. I was like, if I can do that and create something that can be intertwined and we can make an episode out of that would be dope.
Yeah, definitely.
That would really be dope. But who's the guys and girls that drove you into becoming a wrestling fan in the first place?
Honestly, myself. I remember the first ever wrestling match I seen was on Austin versus Michaels, and Mike Tyson was the enforcer. Tyson was popular at that time, so when you hear Mike Tyson, you're like,
98. That was right in my backyard. I was sitting in the balcony seats that night.
Wow. So with Tyson being that influence, that was my first ever match, and then that ball just kept rolling ever since.
Yeah. So have you tried to look back on the years from like 1985 to 1997, or have you been just the Attitude Era and then you moved on forward?
And Attitude Era. I'm a 90s baby. I started in 1990. I was born in 1990, so
I was born 1990. I was born 1990 as well.
so you know, so what? Well, that was at 14, right? So I was like, what, 90, what, 98, 1999? No, 99 was 15. It was, yeah, it was not, I think it was 98. I could be wrong.
No. WrestleMania 14, 1998.
Yeah, 98, yeah. So
okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
that was like the first match, and then from there it just kept going.
Wow. Yeah, I was sitting there in the balcony seats that day. That was part of my birthday gift that week. So
That's awesome.
I was good fortunate enough as an 8-year-old to at least go to one WrestleMania in my lifetime. Hopefully I can actually achieve more. But you going to these meet and greets, you're going every fucking where. You're going to every goddamn meet and greet that's even posted. It already, I'm like, he's going. Like, he's going to that one. He just might go to this one too. It's like from New York to New Jersey, it's like the hub of where all the superstars is going to come and make some appearances at. You're right in the hub of it. What's the best one or the famous one or the biggest one that you met?
Ooh, that's a lot. A lot. The biggest one, biggest one. I'll say
biggest one.
I'll say it was on Paul White early this year at the big event.
Ooh.
That was like the biggest one, like the well-known one.
Just imagine his hand. Imagine his hand along with yours. He'll crush his shit like a fucking grapefruit, like a watermelon. He gave me a fucking migraine. He'll boss my shit like a fucking basketball. No, man, I ain't fucking around with that. But man, so you're going to these you're going to a lot of independent shows. I mean, I know just Battle Cup Pro is not the only one that you go to. What's some of your favorite ones to go to? I mean, get me hip because I need to be expanding my horizon a lot more than just trying to weed out the ones in Massachusetts, where there's barely really any out here besides like a small few, but it's like going further out towards your way and shit.
Have you went to Beyond Wrestling?
No.
That I think it's in the Massachusetts area. They be usually having shows over there.
Keep going.
All right. So here. Before the pandemic, the wrestling shows that I like messed with was Evolve before they sold with WWE. So I really wasn't like into indies up until like this Henny Wrestling brand came out. So Evolve was one of them. HOG House of Glory, which
yes, I need to go to one of them damn joints, yo. Just the way how Master P just took the shit over, and I'm like, oh my god, like I don't know what you're doing. And I was saying to myself, like I was sitting there, I'm praying to myself, like when I heard the news, I'm like, I'm praying that you know what you're doing with this. And then when I see Lil Scrappy and Stevie J as a tag team, I'm like, what the fuck's going on right now? I lost my shit. I'm like, is this like some Love and Hip Hop type shit, jinxing type shit? Like, I thought I was hallucinating. I'm like, no fucking way. But yo, oh man, I gotta go to one of those House of Glory joints. I just want to just experience one anytime that I fucking can, even if I gotta make the whoop to go into that shit. But oh man.
So you got House of Glory. Battle Club. I started to mess with Battle Club this year. I really didn't know too much. About that. About Battle Club.
Really.
Up until now, you know. What kind of influenced me to go to one of the shows? Tasha Steelz. Like she's one of my favorite female wrestlers in wrestling today. And I always wanted to meet her. So you know that's when. On her influence, that's when I got to know everybody, such as Main Event, the Sea Stars, Chris Barton, who else? Who else is that? Who else is in that? Merk Drake, Darius Carter.
Yeah, I was gonna say Darius Carter, Savannah Evans.
Yeah.
Steve Penner.
Yeah, Steve Payne, that's my boy right there, man. I'm so happy he got that.
I was like, he's a cocky motherfucker, man. Like he's a cocky dude, but I rock with his shit. I rock with his moveset. But definitely Masha though. Oh my god. She skyrocketed. And I'm so happy for her. I'm so proud of her. And matter of fact, I got one for her house right there too.
Oh, nice.
You know what I'm saying? So, I gotta rock with Marsha. She's gonna be on for an AfterDark joint next week. So I can't wait for that one. So we're gonna rock and roll with that joint.
Speaking about Masha, there was a show in Jersey that I went to called Global Syndicate Wrestling. So I went there. That was like my first show since that's my first ever show that I went since Evolve 145, which was the last show in 2020 for me. So I went there because I wanted to meet Austin Aries. That's one of my all-time favorites outside of The Rock, Adam Cole, and others. I saw Masha. She wasn't in the tournament, but after the match with Allison Kay and I forgot the other woman's name, Masha came and attacked the one that Allison Kay defeated. And I'm like, who the heck is she? Like, I'm like, yo, who is she? Like, I had no clue who she was. And power driving her right on the entrance. I was like, I saw one of my boys. I was like, yo, shit. I don't know who she is, but she impressed me.
But she's a dog. But man, she's been putting in that work.
I was saying.
Oh man,
yeah, man.
Especially watching that match last night with Deanna Purrazzo. I was like, oh my god, put on a fucking clinic. Put on a fucking clinic, man. Yeah, I put some respect on her name, and now she's signed with Impact now. I was like,
I'm so happy for her, man.
I'm so happy for her, yo. I was like, yo, I got something for you right there, man. I mean,
I'm so happy. Like, the wrestling world better start acknowledging her, bro.
But the wrestling world better start acknowledging a lot of these indie people that's really clawing their way up to the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's definitely a good crop of talent. Shout out to Jay Bougie, by the way. He's putting in that work out there. You know what I'm saying? He's putting, I'm like, I can't wait to bring bro got back on here. He knows what time it is. He knows God bless. Okay. Needs to say, who's been the guys that you've been rocking with in the indie scene? Well, no, actually, we technically cover that question, but just give us a few names of who you rocking with right now.
So right now, that's coming to my mind right now is Steve Pena. I'm starting to rock with him. When I started to recognize that he's from the Bronx, like I'm from the Bronx, and he's Dominican, like I am. I was like, oh, yo, let me talk to him. Like because bro, like if you're from the Bronx and you're Dominican, you're wrestling, I'm a rock with you, And if you have the talent like he does, I'm a rock with you to the fullest,
Right, word.
So, we spoke at Java Slam and stuff. Every time we see each other, we say what's up. We talk when we can. He's one of them. Main event, like, I'm gonna be real. I know Midas might be mad at me at this, but I'm like, the heck is a guy and a lion? Like, what the hell? But they go at it, bro. They go at it.
Yeah, just that match against the Sea Stars alone, I was blown the fuck away. I was like, what the fuck? Yo,
the first match
shocked me. I was like, oh shit.
Their first match against the Sea Stars in Jersey, I was like, what the hell? Like, they put up a show. Like, I know Java Slam, they put up a show. Like, I felt like they were meant to win that match because it's been long overdue for them to win the Battle Club Pro Tag Team titles. But the first match against Sea Stars, it was just freaking ridiculous. I was like, what the hell?
Man. Just the difference that you see from independent shows compared to the main event big company shows. It's so different. That atmosphere is so fucking different, but the energy, depending on the situation that it is, it's all there. It's all electrifying, and that's part of it. The biggest The biggest event I really ever been to technically was technically that WrestleMania when I was like a kid. But I mean, I've been to like I think maybe like just mainly Raws and SmackDowns. I already just been to like one AEW show. About to go to the next one that comes into Boston later on this month.
Okay, cool.
So I got that joint. What's the what? I mean, for you, Henny Wrestling, what is it? What are you? What's the favorite shows that you like to go to and just become a fan for? And just blend it with the crowd and just be part of that environment. What's the which promotion would you go to get that?
Honestly, any promotion that likes to put on a show. Like I'm not expecting like these people say these days a circus where you see flips and all of that stuff. It's just a wrestling promotion that that want to put a good show for fans to like enjoy and have a good time. It's not gonna be some Law and Order type of type of show, but you're gonna see good old fashioned wrestling. Whether it's intergender or male versus male, female versus female, tag team match, whatever the case may be. Whichever promotion that really want to put on a good show, like I will go and rock. And also if I'm able to go, because I'm not, trust me, like I'm not a millionaire. I try to go the shows that I'm able to go.
Yep. Can't go to everyone, but there's certain ones that you would definitely go to. They'd be like, no, I'm gonna be there and shit.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Above all else, I don't know, man. I think if anything else that you really want to bring onto the table, but needless to say, just you being as the fan that you are, I gotta give you your roses right here, right now, because I'm gonna say that real quick because there's one WWE super fan, the guy with the glasses that's always in the front row with the little tank top, muscle tee. Yeah, he's like a little white guy that just got enshrined to like some special award shit that they gave to him because he's like the super fan of WWE. I would definitely be the super fan of independent wrestling.
Yeah,
no matter
bro.
what, you are more likely going to be any promotion supporting God knows how many wrestlers that you support beyond the one that we already discussed here already. But needless to say, I just say, man, just throw on that Batman cape and cowl, and you guys just do what the fuck that you gotta do, man. But instead of the cape and cowl, he's rocking with 2 championship belts, folks. So if you ever see Henny wrestling in the street, you know what time it is. Needless to say, this is where I gotta give you the winner's circle, the victory lap, where you gotta go and give yourself your plugins and shout outs and stuff like that, where people can find you and everything.
All right, so you can find me on. I just started Twitter, so you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube, and you can find me on Instagram and TikTok. So those are the 4.
You're heavily on
media.
TikTok. You're heavy on TikTok.
So those are the 4 social media you guys can find me: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
Folks, I should have said this shit earlier on. Y'all know what the hell to find us and him, but needless to say, cop some merchandise, bonfire.com/store/AfterDark Podcast. Get the slides too at decoslides.com as well. Y'all know what the hell to find us. YouTube, Anchor, Google, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, Podbean, Audio. And once in a while, we're going to go on Green Room. And now we're on Stitcher and Castbox and Pocket Cast as well. Check us there. Hit the subscribe buttons as well. Hit the subscribe button here. Leave them comments below. Hit them thumbs up. Hit that notification bell. Know what time it is. And as we keep going on to season 4, I'm going to get my title back, Cyber, so you can kiss my fat ass with that one. And Big Mike, you still ain't shit. You still a paperweight champion. Everyone else, I'll deal with y'all next week. Henny Wrestling, thank you for joining me tonight, man. I really do appreciate it. And have a good rest of your weekend.
You too, man.
Folks, we beat y'all. For 2. Have a good weekend.
Turn your back